Hi, today we have on Claire, who is a solution consultant. Can you start off, Claire, by telling us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Sure. I work for a company called Genesis and we sell contact center software. I run a team of 18 solution consultants on the East Coast. And our job is basically to go in, ask the customer what their requirements are, um, get any technical details, networking, security stuff out of the way, come up with the best solution that's going to meet the requirements, and then basically deliver that solution to the customer.
So, right now, how many women would you say are in that field? Like, what percent?
Um, 5%.
Oh my gosh. So, how did you get into that then?
So I went to school, and actually I went to school for pre-med, and one of the gen ed requirements was to take some sort of class. So I took a computer science class, fell in love with it, ditched the medical, and went through computer science. And I graduated in 1986 from college. And out of a class of probably 5,000 students, there were 3 women.
Oh my gosh. And so, after you graduated from college, I was assuming in a software degree then, like you said.
Yeah, computer science degree.
How did
And
you
I went
get?
to,
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, so I went to a job fair, got a job at a company called Grumman, which was a government company. And basically, I was a software engineer for them, writing code. Um, I wrote code. And then eventually I had kids, and I thought, well, I don't want to work full time. Maybe I'll become a teacher. So I went to school to become a teacher. And then I realized they didn't make as much as software engineers. So then I said, no, that's not going to work. So then I went to my company and said, can I be a software trainer at your company? So I used to teach people how to use our software, which was a programming language. So I used to teach them how to do that. And then basically I was ready to come back full time. And I asked some people in the company, hey, what do you think next steps are for me? And they said, you should try out this solution consulting. And that's what I did. And that's how I ended up there.
That's great. So you have had many breaks, but ultimately you are doing this solution consultants. How would a normal person get to that position?
So you could, like, so for example, at our company, if you come out of school and have a somewhat technical background, you can join a internship, and you can get into it that way. Or you can really kind of come into it from any technical. If you're technical, they'll take you. And if you're a woman at this point in my career, they'll take you. Like, I try to tell people who are going to college, now's the time as a woman to get into the technical field, because there's so few women that companies will just suck you right up. It's a great time to get into the fields, anything technical.
That's great. Do you have any women under you?
I do. I have 2 women on my team. Unfortunately, they're going to be moving off of my team.
Oh no.
But I would say we have, in our company, we have about 120 solution consultants. And until, I would say, about 3 years ago, there were 2 women on the team,
Oh my
me and
gosh.
one other woman. Yeah. And so now, with all the new initiatives to, equal gender and all that stuff, when we do our internship classes, they're 50% women, 50% men. And they're small. They're only like 10 people that come in at a time. So now we have maybe 20 women out of 100. So we're vastly increasing the number of female in the field.
That's awesome. So you've seen the, I guess, progress of women getting the careers over time. Had you had any setbacks as a woman, or what you've said, it seems like your company was really accepting?
So I had worked for different companies, and I would say in the beginning, I didn't realize there was a bias, but there was. So after I would say I was working for about 15 years, I remember one day going to a company and I had been working there for 5 years. And all of a sudden, one day they came to me and they gave me like a $20,000 raise, which back then was unheard of.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's this for? And they said it was basically to equalize the gender pay. And I was like, that's when I was like, what? I've been underpaid that much all these years.
So there was a pay gap when you first started.
Absolutely.
That's crazy. What do you think would be an important trait for someone to succeed in your career?
So in my career, you just have to want to, be the best you can be. That's really all I've ever tried to do. Be very technical, not look. I always just tried to be the best on the team. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I was just like, nothing deterred me. I was going to be just as good. And if there was an award, top SC of the year, I was getting that award. So, and I would. And so that's basically how I succeeded. It wasn't like I said, give me something because I'm a woman, because that kind of like irks me these days that people will take advantage of it. But I just strove to be the best. That's what I did.
That's a great attitude to have, and to succeed, I guess, is what you need. What does the daily life look for you? Are you in the office, or has that maybe changed because of COVID? But before then?
Yeah. So before COVID, basically our role is we're either in the office or we're on the road and we're visiting customers. And like I said, when you're at a customer, you're basically asking them, or you're doing demos of the software for them, and you're eliciting requirements and special needs that they have, or talking architecture and technical things with them. So you would do that a lot of times on Zoom calls, or you would go and fly somewhere and go to a meeting for an hour and fly home. Now, since COVID, it's all Zoom meetings, which is kind of nice right now, I have to admit, because the travel was getting a little bit much.
Yes. So you might need really good personable speaking skills and be outgoing for this job, you would think.
Definitely. Yeah. You definitely have to not be afraid to get in front of people you don't know and speak. And I can't say that was always true for me. Like when I started out of college, I was a programmer. I sat in my cube, I did my work, but I did have some outgoing qualities where that got a little boring for me. And that's kind of why I started looking for things too. And so being a trainer first really helped me, because you had to work on your presentation skills. So by the time I got to solution consulting, that part was easy for me. Yeah, you have to be able to take something very technical and explain it in a very simple way. So you have to have that skill too.
So since you're at a higher up position, is it everyone, like even at the entry level positions, are going and speaking to customers, or is that just because you're at the higher level?
Nope, everybody does. You have to be able to give demos and presentations all the time. So when you come in through our associate program, that's one of the first things they're teaching you how to do, demonstrations and presentations.
That's great. I think that's all I have for you. The last question I'm going to leave it with is, what would your advice be to a girl going into the software industry today?
Do it. You'll have a great degree that's very versatile. You will not just be stuck to programming. I just told you 3 jobs I had, so just jump in there and do it. You can do it. It's fun.
Thank you so much for speaking with me today. I really appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day.